Today I will explain you about the creation of a Java frame in AWT using VS Code. A Java AWT, that is Abstract Window Toolkit, is an API to develop GUI, that is a graphical user interface, or window-based applications in Java. So AWT is holding a lot of components, like we use label, then text box, then checkbox group, then list. So many components are there. So I want to prepare a nice application, the GUI application. We can go for Java AWT. Java AWT components are platform dependent. That is, components are displayed according to the view of the operating system. So here the problem is, whatever the components you are displaying, that is being platform dependent. Suppose I put in Mac, maybe it is going to give us some sort of different look. It depends on the Mac operating system. If I put in Solaris, there might be some difference. So like that, the AWT components display are platform dependent with respect to the operating system. AWT is heavyweight. That is, its components are using the resource of underlying operating system. So more number of resources have been utilized when you go for AWT because it is platform dependent. So its underlying operating system need to allocate the resources separately. Component in AWT. All the elements like the button, text field, scroll bars, list, text area, etc. are called components. In order to place every component in a particular position on the screen, we need to add them to a container. So whenever you want to show the components, what I was listing out like button, text field, you want to put that particular components or place that components onto the container. Then only we can see that components once it is added only to the container. So the container itself is a component by default, but in order to show the output, you need to add the components to the container. So what is a container in AWT? The container is a component in AWT that can contain another component like button, text field, labels, etc. So the applet window or the browser is called as a container. So by default, these are also been a components. But whenever you want to see the output, basically the components like text field, labels, button, etc. you need to add to the container. The classes that extends container class are known as containers, such as we have a frame container, we have a dialog, and we have a panel container. Now you can see the Java AWT hierarchy. So for any class in Java, the object is a superclass. You take any class, it could be some other package like IO package or net package or language package. So whatever package you take, whatever class you take, the object is a supermost class for all classes in Java. Now the component is a subclass for object, and the component subclasses are button, label, checkbox, choice, list, and few more are available. And the container is also a subclass of a component. So as I said, the container is also by default a component. Now container categories, you can see we have a window subclass and we have a panel subclass, and under panel we have an applet subclass, and for window we have a frame subclass and we have a dialog subclass. Okay, methods of component class. Now as I said, you need to add the component to the container. We have a add method, and you can see the parameter. I'm using a component parameter. That means what component you want to add, that you need to clearly specify so that it will add to the container. So I want to add a button, you can write a button object here. If you want to add a label, you can write a label object so that it can add to the container. Now I want to set the size of the applet window. So as I was saying, the applet viewer or the web browser are the containers. Now I want to decide what should be the width and height of the particular container. So the The first parameter is width, the second parameter is height. So you can use set size, and the set size is basically used for the applet viewer or the web browser area. What should be the width and height of the container? Now we have a layout manager. Now layout manager implies that whenever you add the components to the container, in which way the components to be added or organized on the container. So we have some types like flow layout. Whenever I talk about flow layout, here it starts from left to right and top to bottom. So for example, when you add a label, it is going to add here, then button, then text field, like that it goes on. When it reaches to the dead end, again it goes to the next line. So as we write in the book, like left to right and top to bottom, similarly the flow layout going to work. We have a grid layout where we can place the components in rows and columns. We have a border layout where I can place the components in four corners like east, west, north and south regions, as well as center region. So now you need to decide which layout you want. So you want to set the layout, you can apply the set layout for the component, that's a container. Now we have a set visibility. Suppose you have added the components to the frame and you want to make the frame to be visible, then I can use a set visible of true. By default it is false. Now what is a frame in AWT? A frame object is a special window with border, title, the content display area and an optional menu bar. So frame is being a subclass of window, so where you can place your components. So onto the window I cannot directly place the components, so I'm taking the help of a subclass called frame, and the frame is holding a border. It can have a title, it can have a display area where you can add the components and see, and it can have an optional menu bar also. A frame often provides the primary window for a GUI based application. So I want to prepare a particular GUI application, then I can use the frame. A GUI based application typically creates an instance of frame. I need to create an object of frame or of its subclasses created extending it. So I can use frame or its subclass in order to prepare a container. It can have other components like the button, text field, scroll bar, etc. So once the frame is created, I can add these components. Now the frame class is a subclass of window class. Now coming to the constructors, I'm having a frame without any parameters. And when I use like this, it creates a standard window that does not contain a title for the frame. Coming to second constructor, we have a graphics configuration as a parameter. It constructs a new initially invisible frame with the specified graphics configuration. Suppose you want to just put your that means the output onto different types of devices and different types of monitors or different types of printers, then you can go for graphics configuration. Now the frame with title creates a window with the title specified by the title. So whatever you are going to write, it will be put onto the title bar. Now here you can put a title with the graphics configuration. It constructs a new initial invisible frame with the specified title and a graphics configuration. So here we have a title as well as you can give the graphics configuration information like which monitor, which device you want to work out and how it need to look on to the particular device. So these are the frame constructors. So by default this here also the frame will be invisible and you need to apply set visible of true. Now what are the methods of frame class? So if you want to extract the title of the frame, you can write get title. If you want to set the title, you can write set title and give the title name. It will be displayed in the title bar. Then if you want to add a menu bar, you can write set menu bar and you can give the menu bar object. Then you want to get the menu bar reference, then you can go for get menu bar. Then you want to remove the menu component. You can apply the remove method, remove the specified menu bar from this frame and set resizable. It sets whether this frame is resizable by the user on it. You need to give a true or false so that you can resize the window. Now I will show the execution of Java frame in AWT using VS Code. So you need to open the VS Code environment. So you need to have the Visual Studio Code environment, that is software prior. So once you click that, this is an environment. Now you need to create a folder for that. So you just go for File, then New File. Then here you can see New Java Project. Because you want to save the files into the project folder, I'm going for New Java Project. Or you can type also if many options are available. So New Java Project. Then you give no build tools, and you have some other specific tools also. As of now, we'll give only for no build tools. Just click this. And here I'll create one folder. I'll create one folder here. Let's go for in the folder Java VS50 is the folder name. Just select, create and select that and open. Open folder Java VS15. Now here it has been opened. Now I need to create a file. So I click here, you can see new file is there, new folder is there. So folder already created. I'm creating one file, new file. Now here I'll give it as a sample frame.java, sample frame.java. Now here you can type like import java.awt.star, then public class name is sample frame, then public static void main, then here I need to create the object of frame class, new frame. I'm creating a default constructor, that means no title. Then f dot set size, I need to make 300 hit the width and 300 the height. Then f dot set visible of true. I want to create an empty frame, so I've done this one. So just after, so here AWT has been used because frame is available in AWT. Then class, the class need to be public, then we can access. Then I'm creating a frame class object. Then I'm setting the size of the container, 300 width and 300 height, and I'm making the visibility to true. By default it is false. Just save and run. Here you have a run code option. You just click this. Okay, once again. Now this is the actual window, what you're getting as an output. And here we don't have any title. Okay. Now this is 300 and this is 300 because we are given no? Width is 300, height is 300. So you got 300 here, 300 here. And visibility is true. If you write false here, this window will not open. Okay. Now the same program, I will try to give the title like sample frame as a title. Okay, I'm not doing anything, just enter the title, save and run again. So here I will stop it and again rerun it. Now here you can see, now you got the title. Earlier time we were not giving this, so we were not getting the title. Now I have given the title. Now you can see the title is existing. Now let's suppose I remove this once again, or let it be how to work with a method, how to keep a title. Right here, new frame. We will check whether it overwrite or not. The sample frame need to be overwritten with a new frame. We'll just check, because initially you're giving sample frame, but later on you can use set title method to just give the title, because sometimes we work with the empty frame, later on we can provide the title, so they are given set title method to work out with that. So save and run. So first stop this, then rerun. Now here you can see there is a new title called new frame, because that whatever you are given here is overwritten. This one is overwritten by the new title, because this was at the time of loading, but later on I was changing with set title. So this will be updated. So in this way, you can just work out with the frame creation in AWT using VS Code. So I hope I have given some input on how to create a frame, Java frame in AWT using VS Code. If you like this video, please subscribe and share it to your friends.